Hi, this is Rob Hanley with the Durham Duplicate Bridge Club on Tuesday, March the 11th for the 499er game. Before we get into the hands, I want to remind you that you're welcome to come out to our club on bridgebase.com or BBO, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesdays, and you can find us by looking in virtual clubs and do a search for VACB 249979, which can also be found in the upper right corner of your screen. All right, we have three hands. The first one is number 6. As you can see, 13 points. I'm going to start with a diamond. Partner always bids my shortness. There's a heart. I'm just going to continue by bidding a spade here. And partner's bid rebid 2 hearts. Now, at this point, my partner is showing a weak hand with 6 hearts, generally in the sort of 6 to 9 range. And I am not going to keep going. My partner has not promised me any diamonds. And my diamonds are really poor. It would be dangerous, risky for me to bid 3 diamonds. And with my partner having such a poor hand, when they have a long suit, they need to play it if possible, because the smallest heart will take a trick potentially. But if I can't get to their hand, if I'm playing it myself, I may not be able to take any tricks with their hand. So I'm just going to pass 2 hearts and let them play it. All right, so partner has pretty decent heart suit. That's good news. I think we're going to be pretty good in this. We have a nice 9-card diamond suit on the side. Taking the ace of clubs first because we want to finesse with the 9 of hearts. Just going to let that run. Back comes a club. They're driving out the king. And now it's just a case of trying to get that ace of hearts out so we can draw the remaining trump. Back comes the queen of diamonds, which is kind of unusual here given the long diamond suit, but the robots do tend to lead whatever you throw away. So on the previous trick, Declarer threw away a diamond on the trump. So here comes a diamond from the robots. Okay, returning a diamond. Now they've roughed, which is just they're roughing their partner's trick. Back comes a spade. And at this point, the contract is looking pretty secure. And anything they return, Declare is just going to rough, draw the last trump, and give up the 10 of spades to make 2 hearts. Here we go. And the last spade is a loser. So I'm not sure if you're looking closely, but in the middle of that hand, Declare actually played another diamond towards the 10 because they had a problem getting back to their hand. It was either give up the spade right away or play the diamond. And the reason they played the diamond is there's some chance, given that there was a 9-card fit, that they might be able to set the diamonds up and then discard the spade loser from the north hand once the diamonds have been established and trump has been drawn. And I think that's the reason that West switched to the queen of diamonds, or rather switched to the queen spade, is they know what we're up to, in other words. All right, we're going to pause while we change for the next hand. All right, we're back, this time with hand number 9. I have an 11 count with 5 spades and 4 hearts. I advocate that you should open all 11 high card boarding hands that are unbalanced, and this qualifies. So I'm going to start with 1 spade. All right, so lots of action going on here. Partner bid 2 no trump. This is Jacoby 2 no trump. It promises me 4 card support for spades and a game forcing hand or better. My response is typically going to show where my shortness is if I bid a new suit at the 3 level, and there's a bunch of other things I can do too. Now, in this particular instance, there's been a 3 diamond overcall, and that is where my shortness is. And the way I show that is to double 3 diamonds. So partner now knows that I have a singleton diamond. Now notice that I'm not jumping to four spades to sign off. And the general approach I take to that is if the hand was good enough to open, it's good enough to show the shortness because I really have no idea how strong my partner is. Now partners bid three hearts. This is a Q bid in support of spades. It means the fact that I have a short diamond didn't cause their hand to become worth less. They're willing to at least explore some more for slam if I had an extra strength hand. Now, in this case, I don't have an extra strength hand, and I'm just going to sign off in four spades. And I've shown my hand at this point. Minimum, singleton, or void in diamonds. No surprise, there's a diamond lead. And okay, so I'm going to make my hand the master hand. That's the hand that has the long trump. And from my perspective, I have a possible spade loser and two club losers and one or two hearts. Now, I obviously have no diamonds. The ace is in the dummy. And if I can ruff a club, I'll only have one club loser in the dummy. So let's start by taking the ace of diamonds. And I'm going to lead a spade towards my hand. And West is shown out on my right. So East on my left has queen, 9, 8, 4 times of spades. I can't stop them from getting at least one spade trick. The trick, I think I'm going to have to work to keep them from getting two. So let's take the ace here. And at this point, I want to break the hearts. And the reason I want to do that is I want to force out that ace. I also want to be able to keep my communication going between the two hands. As long as the hearts split 3-2, I shouldn't have a problem. And if on the weird case, East happens to be short in hearts, then they're roughing with a natural trick. So it really doesn't bother me if somebody does something like that. Okay. Back comes a club. So I needed to play the clubs anyway myself. And at this point, one of the things I want to do is remember the auction. My partner had shown a game forcing hand with 4 spades, and West overcalled 3 diamonds, red versus white. So that means the odds go way up that West has a lot of points with their hand, or a comparatively large amount to go with their with a distributional hand to justify that bid. So I think it's very likely that West on my right has the king and queen of clubs. East has already shown up with the ace of hearts, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense for them to have more. So I'm going to take the ace of clubs, and I'm going to finesse East on my left for one of those spades. And because I already set up the hearts, I'm going to take the king of spades, and I'm going to play a club. There's the king. And I'm just going to ruff this one. Now, at this point, I'm just going to take my winners, starting with the dummy first. There's only one spade outstanding. That's the queen. Let's rough this for practice. And they get their queen of spades. All right, so I managed to make 4. The trick when you find that you get a really bad trump split is to pause and think about it a little bit. And as I said, it becomes pretty obvious that West on my right must have had the king and the queen of clubs to justify a vulnerable versus non-vulnerable 3-diamond overcall. In fact, I'm surprised that East on my left had as much as they did. All right, we're going to pause while we move on to the next hand. They did play the queen, which sort of shows. All right, we're here for the final hand. This one is number 18. 3 passes to me, and I have 6 spades and 14 points. So the right bid for this is 2 spades. When you're in 4th seat, there are no preempts. The reason we preempt is to keep the opponents guessing as to what the final contract should be their way and to describe our hand. In this case, if I had a weak hand, I should just pass because somebody screwed up and it's never my partner. So 2 spades becomes a full opening bid with 6 spades. And the advantage you also get out of doing it at the 2 level is it makes it difficult for East West to get involved in an overcall situation. So 2 spades it is. Let's see what happens. And it goes float. Ooh, nice friendly diamond lead. There we go. I'll take that. I have really good spades, just missing the ace. So I'm going to start by driving out the ace of spades. And then hopefully, if I'm lucky, I can set those hearts up. Doesn't seem very probable, but we'll see what happens. There we go. Back comes another diamond. Okay. Now I have all the top spades because the Jack 10 were doubled in the dummy. So I'm just going to start drawing the trump from my side. So I can draw them all. And one more. I'm going to pitch a club. Now I'm going to drive out that ace of hearts and hopefully be able to pitch some clubs. And again, another heart. No surprise they're trying to cash a diamond. It's their last chance at this point. Now I can cross to the dummy and I'm going to be able to discard those losing clubs. And I actually managed to make 5. Okay, so before you all say, why am I not in a higher contract? Aside from the fact I don't have the high card points, the robot made a very robot lead on my left. He led the 6 of diamonds from 10-8-6, which is a horrible lead. Not only did he free finesse his partner into my ace queen, I like that kind of help. They also didn't lead their 4th best from their longest and strongest. Why aren't they leading a club? If they lead a club, their partner takes the queen and returns the 10, which drives out the ace, and I'm never going to be able to discard my club losers on the hearts because I can't get there. So, bad lead. If they lead a club, I'm actually held to making 3 spades. So, once again, don't do what the robots do. All right, that's it for this week. We'll see you next time. Thanks.